tell you something else, man.
I have relationships with women and sex with men.
Superpowers, often recognized as being extraordinary or fictional abilities that exceed normal human limitations.
This nigga is trash.
That means you. Or exceed the natural laws. You know, ever since I was a kid, I had a wild imagination. I wanted to get some kind of superpower, whether it was transforming into aliens like the GOAT, Ben 10, swinging between buildings like Spider-Man, or my personal favorite, having super speed. But that got me thinking, what if I got the shit end of the stick like that one hero from My Hero Academia?
Oh my God! What is that?
And that's what we'll be going through today. We'll be discussing some of the people whose powers are absolutely buns. And to start us off, this character is from the Chinese anime To Be Hero X, which in my opinion, you should go and watch it because it's incredibly slept on. Anyway, in the show, anybody can become a hero as long as people have faith or trust in you, which is already a really cool concept to think about. But like everything else, there's always a catch, and that's the people dictate what your powers are going to be. For example, if the people believe that you're some omniscient god, that's what your powers are gonna be. And there is no turning back once the people have decided what kind of powers you should get, with the sole exception of Hero X. And let me piss some people off here for a second. He beats the brakes off Gojo. He no-diffs that nigga. No questions asked. Anyway, one of those heroes who got the shit end of the stick is Firm Man. He was just a regular guy who worked a very respectable job, that being he was a firefighter. And he saved a little girl from being crushed by a burning building. And from that one moment, the people's trust in him became that he will remain ever standing. For a while, I thought that this was not that big of a deal because he managed to become top 10 in the hero charts, meaning that a lot of people trusted him and his powers grew even stronger. But there was a problem. With all his powers, he can't take a shit normally, can't sleep on his own bed properly because he has to maintain the image that he's an immovable and unbending force of nature. Well, at least if he ever goes to jail, no one's gonna try anything funny when he drops the soap. Next up on the list, Quicksilver from the Marvel movies is a really good example of Bonds incarnate. And I'm not talking about the GOAT, I'm talking about this bum. They both have the same superpowers, that being super speed. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, what about super speed do I consider to be buns? Didn't I just say that super speed is my personal favorite superpower? Here's the thing, super speed is a really cool superpower, don't get me wrong. But this man must have had the bootleg version of this power, because tell me why this man is fast enough to blitz the whole Avengers while putting in mad work when he's on the enemy's team, but the moment he turns good, he can't dodge bullets? Make it make sense to me. It's like when you unlock the boss and he's ass when he's on your team. Whatever version of super speed he has, it's the bottom of the barrel, and at this point I'd rather be a Hawkeye. Next up on the list, I was watching a clip from the show Legions of Superheroes, and it was actually the reason why I'm making this video. Floyd Birkin, aka Arms Fall Off Boy. And I'll give you a second to guess what kind of power he has. That's right. This nigga's powers are to detach his own arms. What's that? Does he have any other powers? That's the neat part. He doesn't. And I don't know why, but this pisses me off. This man is on the same superhero team as someone like Supergirl, a nigga who can turn himself invisible, a wannabe duplicate, a girl who can phase through walls. Shoo! Even the class pet has better powers than this nigga. It can shapeshift. And what can you do? Make your arms fall off? Nigga, get the frick out of here. But what makes it funny is when this nigga tries to introduce himself, nobody is rocking with this shit. The guy tried to sound cool by saying some shit like,
and sometimes they even stay on.
You serious?
Now, when I say that this nigga is cannon fodder, I'm somehow made out to be the bad guy.
What?
Even Supergirl was mad and comfortable trying to talk to him. And don't get me started on the girl behind her. That is the face of someone who knows you're useless but won't tell you. I won't lie, but I thought this was not a real character. But like many things, I was wrong. And I have to ask, why even try to be a hero at this point? Go get a job. This ain't worth it. I can think of 10 different kinds of weapons that I would rather use than detaching my own arms and using them as blunt weapons. Up next on the list, this character has one of the most useless powers of all time, but he's the only superpowered individual who I actually feel sad for. Bailey is a mutant in the X-Men universe whose life begins as any other ordinary Joe, meaning both you and me. The boy doesn't have any noteworthy qualities. He tries to change himself just to impress the Hers, which is a canon event that we guys go through. Yes, we. But unfortunately for Bailey, he quickly realizes that he's just ass at everything that he tries to do. So he simply just gives up and goes back to being an ordinary guy. That's until he finds out that his parents are actually mutants, which is pretty exciting. The nigga done found out that he could possibly be the next Cyclops or even Gambit. But I knew this dream would go up in smoke the moment I saw what kind of powers his parents had. His mom has X-ray vision, which isn't that bad of a superpower, but it's still ass. And his dad has the ability to fry an egg on his chest. Nigga, how is that a superpower? My stove does that job and it's less disgusting. Anyway, they go and meet up with Beast so that they can find out if he is an X gene carrier. And surprise, surprise, he has the X gene, and he has the power of explosion. To those who haven't read the comics, I'm sure that you're wondering, I thought this video was about Bun's superpowers. Ah, don't be impatient, little one. I'm getting to that. When I read this, I thought to myself, so he's going to be like a Bakugo from My Hero Academia, or even Gambit. This nigga's powers only allows him to blow himself up, and he can't regenerate or have any kind of immunity to the blast. He just blows up and self-checks out from the world. But what makes it so sad is that after he found out that he was essentially just a regular guy with the X gene, his parents immediately get slimed out by a Sentinel.
That's rough, buddy.
Bro, imagine getting told that you are a mutant, but you're an ass one, and your parents get killed off by one of the greatest foes known to mutant kind. Like, damn, that's just sad. Getting the hero origin treatment while having Bun's powers? Just kill me at that point. Finally, this is one of the more forgettable characters in the Invincible universe, and I still haven't watched the latest season, so please no spoilers. Now, Elephant Man has one of the most Bun's superpowers that I've ever encountered in fiction. Because other than being an overgrown, sentient punching bag, he is basically just an elephant on 2 feet. Even the characters within the Invincible universe don't take him seriously at all, even as a criminal. Like, at this point, just get a normal 9 to 5, my guy. You ain't built for this life. And with that being said, Gojo gets folded by Hero X without breaking a sweat.